those of you who listen to my channel know that I am a huge supporter of small businesses. There's nothing I wouldn't do to support a small business according to my needs. And let's be honest, we shop the things we like. That's why I participated in Shop Small Saturday. People can have their ambivalence about that, okay? It comes up to a point, though, when you own a business that you are overcharging people. And now we're seeing incidents like the one in Birmingham, Alabama, where the woman had the text proving that they agreed to $200, and she was basically kidnapped and held in a braid shop to pay 30 to 50 extra dollars that was not originally agreed upon. Which, let's be honest, and this is nothing against people who are African, they have a tendency to do this to what we call African American descendant of slaves in this land people. Yell at you, guilt trip you into giving more money, yanking on your hair and being aggressive. I can say this because it's happened to me. And one disliked me so much they used their African American freaking receptionist to make me pay ahead of everybody else because they didn't even trust they were going to get their money. And to this day, I disdained her more than the braiders because she chose to play a stupid game. That's not what this is about, though. I'm just giving you examples. The point is, people are going into restaurants and getting crazy fees. People are going into spas and being told, you have to tip A, B, C, and D or else. I'm going to read y'all a story, and then I'm going to tell you about a service later after this story that I was also in, because we need to have a talk about subscriptions, because that's getting out of hand as well. And I can see a lot of attorney generals getting into that. So without further ado, I'm going to read the story. Would you tip your dentist for a monthly checkup or your doctor for an annual physical? A woman from Austin, Texas was appalled to receive a confrontational message from the med spa she had been paying big bucks for monthly chemical peels. Valeria Delgado claimed that she received a crazy text message from the manager of the business, which she did not want to name for legal reasons, threatening her for not forking over gratuity on top of her $230 monthly membership. Delgado said she initially purchased the membership so that she could get frequent facials to improve her skin. But after repeated instances of the med spa upcharging for her treatments and her estheticians making mistakes, she decided to cancel. To her shock, Delgado was told she could not back out without paying a hefty fee because she had not reached the 6-month mark of her membership. To avoid the fee, she decided to ride it out for 2 more months. That's when the text arrived. I have noticed there is a pattern where you have declined leaving gratuity, the message stated. We really stand behind our clients leaving between 15% to 20% for their estheticians. That is the big part of their pay, and they work hard for this. If this is not something you feel is necessary, we may not be the best spa for you, the text continued. We hope to see you return, but you just need to be aware of our expectations. Delgado explained how her membership worked. Every first of the month, I get charged a little bit over $230, and I can use those $230 for one service a month. The Texan says that usually she selects the treatment she wants, and then the people who work tell her that she needs this, this, and this, which she agrees to without realizing she's going to be charged even more for the extras. When Delgado gets to the counter to pay an outstanding balance, she says she's informed that there's going to be an upcharge, even though that wasn't explained by the estheticians. There goes your effing tip, Delgado said. Even so, Delgado insists that she still tips around $15 each time, with the tip plus the add-ons, which which cost approximately $25. Her $230 membership adds up to around $270 each month. The fact is, maybe it's not the tip that you want, but you cannot make your clients be the sole reason that your workers are getting paid, Delgado said. Nowhere does it say that it's mandatory to tip, she continued. If I'm not happy with the service, why are you expecting a tip? Sounds like all you care for is the money and not really your clients. Users in the comment section were outraged by Delgado's situation, but not because she wasn't tipping. I feel like you're not wrong. $234 for a service a month is a lot. That's what they do for a living. Why would you tip them to do their job? One user wrote. Filing a complaint with the Attorney General. You can do it online, another said. A different user wrote. That's a big hell no. What the hell does 230 cover? Just showing up? The manager reaching out to you and letting you know what's expected is wild to me. If that is the case, then post it on the website, someone else argued. We all like a good spa day, right? I just went and got me I think a 75-minute signature massage on December 1st. I had been planning that and I need to schedule for January. We all love us a good massage, right? And I tip my masseuse, okay? I feel that in the United States, this tipping culture is out of control. And when you're sneaky about it, or when you're sending text messages guilt tripping people, you've gone too far. Those text messages are admissible in court, and when you have to bring those contracts, they better have it in that contract stating that a gratuity was discussed up front. See, for years, people visiting from other countries despised America's tipping culture. My attitude is, if you don't like it, don't visit here. Now I understand, and I humbly take that back because we're taking it too far. Now, in my situation I was telling you about earlier, it wasn't that I had to tip these people. It's that I'm not going to say in the last few years, I won't say in what capacity, I joined a subscription, didn't like it, kept getting text messages, and after a while I just ignored it. I paid it out and I called my bank and said, hey, I no longer want to do this, this, and this. Before this comes due, can I get them removed from my credit card? The answer is no. When you sign up for a subscription, unfortunately, I had to go and change out the debit card that was used for that business so that they couldn't roll over the next subscription. That's the way I had to get out of it, and I was not happy. Because when you get a new credit card or debit card, it can take a while for your other subscriptions to recognize it, because they were accustomed to the former card, unless your card is coming up for expiration, and that card had another, I think, year on it. So you can imagine how ticked off I was. Now, because I signed that contract, I did still pay that service, but immediately after the last payment, I went and switched my card out. Here's the thing, when you all sign up for subscriptions like this, because this isn't just an issue of tipping, it's an issue of subscriptions, please read the fine print. Because when they're selling you this stuff, they're just trying to get you in the door to keep trying to sell you stuff to get your money. That's what some desperate small businesses are doing. In my case, I went for one day, got a demo, then it's like you can join this, this, and this. And when I joined it, it wasn't what it was cracked up to be. I was fine with that. I paid the bill because legally I owed that money, and based on some stuff I found online, I didn't want to get out of that contract. I signed that contract, and that's it. Be careful that once that contract is ended, that they can roll you over into a new subscription. You're going to have to go cancel your card once you've paid that last payment. It is what it is at the end of the day. Okay? when it's these local businesses. Most of the time, corporate companies don't want no smoke. And even I can get into a argument about a fitness company that took $900 out of me. I'm not going to say which chain. And every time I've tried to get that money back, they made up excuses. A gym chain won't ever use them again. This culture of trying to hustle money out of regular working people who want special things like visiting upscale restaurants, like spas, even some places that have like a fast food feel about them. Y'all are they're taking overcharging people too far. A lot of this is a recipe for people not renewing subscriptions and you going out of business, because I'm all for supporting small business, y'all know that, but you can't be unscrupulous and be adding random fees. Well, that's because my employees have to get paid this. I'm sorry that they do, but in the industry you're in, you reasonably know that you're gonna cap out at certain things. Don't punish the person patronizing you. This to me is particularly scary because I can see somebody talking me into these facials and then going back, oh, FYI, I don't like this, and this about you. So therefore, I'm just going to add this because sometimes that plays a role. People say, oh, Tara, that's petty. No, it's not. Here's the thing. These people are sneaking in things. They're forcing gratuities and they're forcing fees. Please read the fine print because everybody has terms and conditions now. So there can be some underlining something. Even on a restaurant, it can be something simple like they printed in very little print on the menu. And that way, because you handled that menu, they can say, well, how could you have not seen it? It's on the menu. But they won't put it in a place that's conspicuous enough for you to see it. Whether that's a food menu, whether that's a service menu for anything like a spa, like massages, foot rubs, anything. Please check the fine print. I think tipping culture is out of control, and sooner or later there's going to have to be some laws per state and legislation on this, if there aren't any already. All right, be careful what you allow yourself to sign up for out there. All right, y'all take care.